guys, in this video I'm going to break down to you how I was able to beat asthma. Well, first thing I want to say is I've never been intubated, but I have been inhaler dependent. And the way I started to beat asthma was first, like I used to wheeze all the time. Something as simple as rushing for the train station will make me wheeze and I would have to take a pump. And why? Because I was overweight. I was not in the best physical shape and I got tired of it. I like to feel functional, I like to feel good, and I don't like to feel like I'm limited, you know? So once again, what I'm going to share with you is what worked for me. You know, consult with your doctor, consult with your body, especially. Make sure that before you do whatever I mentioned here, you don't go into an asthma attack, because I've had those and I know what they feel like. Although I've never been intubated, I know what it feels like to, like, you know, that desperation of not getting enough oxygen. But I'm going to share with you what I did and how it worked for me. And like I said before, I felt tired of not being functional. So what I did was I basically took it into my hands to cure myself, and I did it gradually. At the time that I decided to do it, I was weighing about 210 pounds. And right now I'm at 170. So I've pretty much lost 40 pounds. And the transition from losing that weight is what I'm going to explain here. How I started. I started biking, for example. The commute for me to study for the medical licensing exams to practice medicine, I did on a bicycle. And I had my inhaler readily available in the nearest pocket. So whenever I felt short of breath, take an albuterol inhaler and then continue cycling. In cold and hot weather, I was cycling. And I would put the speed of the bike, you know, like when you have a lot of resistance, and then when you put a little bit of resistance, your feet go really fast. I did it. I basically adjusted the speed on the bike to suit my difficulty breathing or lack thereof. And I would also bike with the inhaler. Then I joined the gym and started walking on the treadmill, speed walking with my inhaler for like 10-20 minutes, along with strength training. Eventually, I was able to jog with my inhaler and then do sprints with my inhaler. Now, when I say my inhaler, is like, all right, I would jog for 5-10 minutes, then I'll start wheezing, exercise-induced wheezing, and take my pump, let it sink in, and then continue doing the jogging. Also, at this same gym, they had a sauna, and I would go in the sauna daily. Why? Because the sauna, the heat from the sauna would loosen up your mucus. I suffer from having a lot of mucus, a lot of bronchitis. So being in there, breathing in that hot air, it kind of moistened and loosened up the mucus, because, you know, a lot of times with asthma, our airway is hyperreactive and there's a lot of junk in our lungs. And the sauna helped me a lot because it loosened up the mucus. I was able to get rid of the mucus and my lungs were able to function a lot better. Also, I did breathing exercises like the Wim Hof method and cold exposure. And I would go outside in the wintertime with no shirt on for a jog after I build myself up to it, obviously. And amongst that, or other things I did, was high intensity workouts. So I would do supersets in the gym on the same day that I was running. Eventually, when I had like 2-3 months in the gym, I was able to then incorporate supersets. Supersets are like you do chest, and then you do your back, and then you do jump rope, and then you do push-ups one after the other without taking much of a rest. I used to do stuff like that with my pump. And I gotta tell you, I've been practicing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, for about 3 years now. And when I started, I gassed out. Like I could barely breathe. But now I'm able to do an hour, hour and a half, followed by 1 hour of Muay Thai boxing. So like 2 hours and a half of training martial arts with no inhaler whatsoever. I haven't wheezed I haven't wheezed for like 3 to 4 years now because I've incorporated this healthy lifestyle. I'm at 170 pounds. I worked my way up to be resilient. I could breathe. And I'm not gonna lie, every once in a while I use hookah. You know, like I still relapse on nicotine and I still don't wheeze. So, in summary, if you wanna beat your asthma, if you're tired of using your inhaler, gradually work your way up while still using it and medicating yourself. That's what I did. Again, check with your doctor. Don't be afraid to call 911 if you feel like you can't breathe. But I gradually worked my way up to the point where I didn't need it anymore. And I maintained the weight that I have and and continue to do high intensity workouts on a regular basis. And what does this translate to? If you're wheezing all the time, your lungs are hyperreactive. Your body is weak. Your lungs are weak, and you just got to make them stronger. And what I shared with you might help. At least it did for me. All right, guys? Any more questions? I got you. I hope this helps. Peace.